Hello and welcome to Pod Meets World. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
And this week we're talking about the episode Risky Business.
Ooh, that risk.
Mm-hmm.
And not the Tom Cruise movie.
You see,
I was thinking of the board game.
You see, kids,
Risk?
Yeah.
Okay.
just bet on horse races and you'll
And your
make
life
money.
will turn out fine.
Yeah, exactly.
This
It's a life
episode,
lesson.
this episode originally aired February 11th, 1994, attracting 22.7 million viewers.
I wonder why.
Number one at the box office this week. Alrighty then.
Ace
The
Ventura?
Mask?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Oh, yes.
Wow. That's what I thought of immediately there.
Now in my case, it's The Mask, since that's where...
I know
One of the
that's
lines comes
another
from.
Jim Carrey, but
Nah.
I thought of Ace Ventura first there.
Billboard Top 100 single for the week. All for Love by Rod Stewart, Bryan Adams, and Sting.
Needs.
It's the same one for the previous 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in this episode, Mr. Feeney has assigned a project in which students pair up and form a fictional business, and log its progress over the course of, I think it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
Minkus and Topanga have presented their progress report, which shows high earnings. Corey and Sean haven't even started, and Mr. Feeney demands some effort from them, since the project is due in a week. Out in the hall, Corey and Sean get into a discussion with Minkus, and they make a bet. They'll invest their allowances, and whoever makes the most wins everything. They bet $10, but Corey is unsure of their investment smarts. Sean decides to ask his Uncle Frank for help betting their allowances on a horse race. I love Minkus. He's like, it's me against them in a competition of wits. $300,000. Corey is nervous as they listen to the horse race on the radio. Sean finds a love note from Corey's dad to Corey's mom and is bemused by the nickname Boom Boom. Their horse Tuna Melt wins, turning their $10 into $99. Corey's ecstatic, but opts not to tell his parents, presumably because it's illegal for minors to gamble.
Yeah.
Well, no kidding.
Yeah.
Amy finds Alan's note and decides to have Corey babysit Morgan on Monday night, when she'll be going on a date with Alan. Eric comes home complaining about his love life, and Corey advises him to take a bigger risk and do something bold to win over the girl Eric slighted. At school, Corey and Sean present their report by relating their horse bet, and when Minkus tries to get them in trouble for being minors and gambling, Corey and Sean quickly claim that it was all hypothetical. Though Mr. Feeney doesn't condone gambling, he thinks it proves an investing point of the higher the risk, the higher the potential reward, and they end up getting an A. The high risk keeps paying off as Eric tells Corey he got a date with the prettiest girl at his school by taking a big risk and waiting inside her locker. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really creepy.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, Eric?
They find another note from Amy to Alan, and Eric is inspired to write a poem for his new girlfriend. Dear God, he's going to try to write a poem.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Corey's come to his own realization that playing it safe has gotten him nothing, so he asks Sean to call his uncle and bet their $99 on another horse race. After much hand-wringing, they end up winning $680. Super Nintendo's for everyone.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least for I don't know. At the time,
They were like $100.
I thought they were like 200.
I thought MSRP was like $99 on them. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking at the time. Anyway.
Corey's riding high on his rewards, making little bets as he counts his money on Monday. Morgan, however, is unhappy that he's not being an attentive babysitter, but he dismisses her concerns. He gets a phone call from Sean telling him that a baseball player, Lenny Dykstra, is at the pizzeria, and he's excited to get some baseball cards signed. When Morgan refuses to go with him, Corey bets her that she won't get into trouble all alone, and leaves. Morgan, loving the freedom of being unsupervised, carelessly knocks over a pedestal and breaks a window and vase. Corey arrives home, happy that he and Sean got their baseball cards signed, when he suddenly sees the broken window with Morgan's doll laying nearby. Unable to find her in the house, he comes to the conclusion that she's been kidnapped and goes to Mr. Feeney for help. He finds out Morgan is merely in the treehouse and is relieved to see her again. She's hiding because she thinks she did something bad, but Corey insists that it was all his fault since he left her alone. Their parents get home after trouble finding each other at the restaurant. At first, Alan is apologetic, thinking he got the wrong restaurant where he proposed to her, but then it turns out Amy was wrong. She went to a restaurant where she was proposed to by someone else. They stop their argument short when they see the broken things in the living room, along with the sleeping Morgan being read to by her big brother Corey, who promises to pay for the damages. At this point, why don't they go,
Where did he get this money?
where did he get $300?
They did ask that, but then it's the concern of, do you really want me to explain? You guys start to yelling and your little daughter hearing the racket.
No, I think you push on that.
I think you press further.
Because he's what, 12?
Yeah.
13 maybe? I think you want to know where your 13-year-old got $300.
So what? Corey's in what, 6th grade? I think he would be like 11.
Yeah, 11,
Maybe.
12.
Yeah, like 12 maybe. Yeah, something like, okay. Yeah, I want to know where the money came from. Horse racing, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Since Corey and Sean ended up paying, pay for the damages, since Corey and Sean ended up being the team who made the most money in their assignment, Mr. Feeney invites them to share some tips with the rest of the class. Sean makes a quip about horse racing, and Corey realizes that you shouldn't risk betting something you can't afford to lose. With class dismissed, Sean gives Minkus a card that wishes him a happy Valentine's Day before instructing him to turn around. Corey and Sean end up pelting Minkus and Mr. Feeney with Nerf ball guns, but not without getting some retaliation from Mr. Feeney, who has his own Nerf gun by the desk. What?
He confiscated it from a student.
But it's like the big fucking one.
That student managed
It's like
to bring
the big fucking
one.
bazooka looking thing I've got. Except mine shoots little darts, not balls. Though their Valentine's date started rocky, in the end credits tag, Amy gets a flower from her son and then a whole bouquet from Alan. He's glad that even though Amy was proposed to twice, she said yes to his proposal. They make up for Valentine's Day by making out on the couch. And that ends the episode.
Very true.
So what did y'all think of this one?
It turned out pretty good, especially with all the particular subplots that were going on to mention with Valentine's Day.
So yeah, having like horse betting mixed with Valentine's Day, sorta works.
Yeah.
I mean, you need something for both kind of like groups to do, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Corey story is obviously pretty much always going to be the A story.
Yeah.
And the others, it's kind of like, well, we need something for him to do. So Valentine's Day, that can be funny.
Mm-hmm.
We can get some yucks out of that. Alrighty.
Which for some reason Minkus didn't like shower Topanga with a bunch of Valentines. Or maybe he did off screen, but wasn't really present.
Yeah, again, I think with the couple of plots that were going on, there was more things to focus on.
Yeah, and they've only got like 25 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, you could do that, but you kind of want to save that to do, like, a proper episode around.
That and with future things kind of happening, they probably will, but with some different
Well,
characters.
Minkus, not too long for...
Again, with some different characters.
Yeah, so we'll see. So anything else you guys want to talk about in this episode?
Well, firstly, the end zinger was definitely pretty good, with Alan being like, I'm happy that you said yes to my proposal after receiving 2. And she sort of says to him,
Oh yeah,
well, what
how do you
makes
know it was
think
only
the
2? And he's like, what?
It's like, wait, excuse me, how many proposed to you?
It's so good.
And then just the fact with, she essentially forgot where she got proposed to Alan from and figured it was the other particular spot. Just,
And it was at Frank's Grill. Oh.
it makes perfect sense for Alan, but
Oh no, it does.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. But it's so good. Frank's Grill. It's just such a good name for an Allen place. Because it's totally the kind of place you can see Alan being right at home.
Mm-hmm.
So
then of course
shitty
A+
steakhouse.
from Mr. Feeney just being completely the adult in the situation of, sure, the kid's missing, Corey's freaking out. It's like, dude,
She's in the
he's in
treehouse. Fucking moron.
I mean, he didn't know that. Corey didn't
Yeah,
know
very
that.
true.
Alrighty, so if there's nothing else, bollocks. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. Next week we'll be talking about the episode The Fugitive. But it's not the TV show from the 60s. And it's not the movie from the 90s. But somebody will become a fugitive. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So until next week, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.